What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening, morning, night, depending where you are in the world? Let me put this away for now. Might get some nice AUD buys tonight with that Reserve Bank of Australia sentiment, but we'll look at that in a second. Could I get a sound check, visual check, mic check in the YouTube chat and the Zoom chat? You guys can see the news headlines to the left of your screen, gold right now. In the center of your screen on the 4-hour chart. I want to welcome everybody to the Capital Hungry London live stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, just before we jump into it, All right, if everything's good. Okay, so welcome to the Capital Hungry London live stream. Through this stream, which usually runs anywhere from 2 to 4 hours long, I provide my viewpoints on the financial markets, most likely on currency pairs, precious metals, US stock index, and anything else anybody suggests. But primarily, I run through this format of doing analysis and sharing trade ideas on gold, then GBPJPY, GBPUSD, EURUSD, USD CAD, and then followed up by US 30. Before we start jumping into the analysis and everything else, I just want to lay out some stream reminders on the screen for you guys right there. This is not direct financial advice, but feel free to ask questions about technicals, fundamentals, and overall financial markets. We're here to provide each other value, keep each other company, and of course, potentially make some money. Don't ask for direct signals, but feel free to send charts and everything else. Don't ask about the Capital Hungry private channel. I'll be talking about that at the end of the stream. You can always just go to the website for more information. Make sure you check out all of the Capital Hungry free resources from the Telegram analysis channel, the Twitter feed, and this YouTube channel itself. And a lot of the OG members usually come in at the start of the stream, and we can get anywhere from 200 live viewers. It's nothing crazy, but a lot of people miss this information at the start. So just let them know to rewind the stream to get all the contact information, resource links, and everything else there, which I'm also going to be sharing here. So you have the Capital Hungry News Twitter, which websites like Forex Factory and other big websites source news from as well. It's not as many or as active headlines as the news terminal to the left. That's more for our private channel members and paying members, but this is still a great free resource that posts more headlines than you're going to find on Forex Factory or really any other source, and it's free to follow. Twitter feed right there. This Capital Hungry YouTube channel you guys are on right now has tons and tons of educational webinars, trade ideas, analysis, fundamentals, psychology, and everything else you could think of in between. Right? All the way from scalping to swinging, fundamental higher time frame analysis to lower time frame, and psychology to like talking about recessions and whatever it may be. There is tons and tons of information right at your fingertips that I've been sharing for free across these different platforms for like a year and a half now, right? The Capital Hungry free Telegram analysis channel, where the link is right here as well. And I also made a BitClout page recently. I don't really know how this works too much. Actually, now I do know how it works because we did a full hour and a half analysis on it, so I know exactly how it works now. But this is looking like the next big social media platform. So I've just been posting headlines, analysis, stream reminders, and stuff like that. Make sure you follow me on BitClout as well if you have it. But yeah, it's always free to like the stream, subscribe, follow these resources and social media platforms that are also going to benefit your trading. And again, it's free to do. But I just like to get that nonsense out of the way because people always ask me by the end of the stream, when I end up making some people some money, then they always say, hey, how do I contact you? Hey, do you have any social media, etc., etc. All right. So all of those stream reminders, contact information. It's on your screen, on the screen layout. It's on the links I just showed you, and it's in the description. All right, so hopefully people can do a little bit of due diligence themselves. Now, before we jump into the actual analysis and the meat and potatoes, what everybody wants to start getting into, remember, as day traders and scalpers, our primary goal is not just to do analysis, get that dopamine hit, and keep taking trades trying to make money. It's also ensuring that we stay as emotionally neutral and have as much self-control as possible to execute on high probability trades while still having the discipline to stay out of any noise or nonsense and keep losses small while milking our wins, right? So remember to follow your trading plan, follow your risk management plan, focus on your long-term vision and your long-term goals rather than any short-term satisfactory desires, and try your best to keep emotions out and avoid crashing your account. If you just divorced your wife, it's probably not the best time to trade. If you're going through some alcohol problems right now or maybe a drug issue, it's probably not the best time to trade for you. The market is always here, but your capital may not be. You know what I mean? So think smart and avoid crashing your account. Before we jump into the analysis, here are some economic events and potential positive events that we could use to our advantage, which I'm going to discuss now. So it is a Hong Kong Easter holiday, not that much big of a deal. Volumes and everything should still be pretty standard. In my opinion, should be strong as this is the first real London session after the holidays and to start Q2 and to start the month of April. But we have already had the Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision, where if you can see the headlines to the left here, they have brought short-term optimism and short-term bulls towards the towards the Australian dollar, where they said the RBA, the Reserve Bank of Australia, is expecting above trend growth this year and next. And they say the economic recovery in Australia is well underway and stronger than expected. So we could use this potential short-term bullish pressure from the RBA sentiment with the London volume and play some potential AUD USD buys as long as the US dollar remains weak. Other than that, we don't have too much to impact what we're going to be trading overnight. At 5 a.m. Eastern is the Eurozone unemployment rate. The stream might still be running at that time. We can watch the release of that report. And at 10 a.m. Eastern is the US JOLTS job opening data during New York. Most likely with the NFP figures we've had and the positive comments from the Federal Reserve, that JOLTS job opening data is going to be pretty strong as well. Just some macro fundamental points. Just some macro fundamental points on your screen as well is to keep in mind that we're starting a fresh business month in Q2. Equity markets are still very bullish across all regions. Overall, investors are still very optimistic on a lot of the fear of COVID being priced in and the flood of vaccine talks. And we haven't had any high impact fear, uncertainty, or doubt to shift the current higher time frame optimistic bias, right? That's why when we look at our global stock markets across the board, no matter what country, each region has been extremely bullish, continuing to print new highs with the support of the central banks and of course with that continued optimism of investors depending on the vaccines to lead to economic recovery and fade out of COVID. When you're looking at something like GBPJPY, it's just been continuously having buyers print new highs. They take profit at these highs, which creates a pullback or consolidation phase, and we've just been continuously letting the pullbacks on GJ happen and playing the buys. Don't be like this guy. Don't be like this guy. This guy who messaged looking for help, been trying to sell GU and GJ since like 143, holding 1,000 pips in drawdown, 100k account all the way down to 3,000. Don't fight the trend. Don't try to counter trend trade. Don't try to play against the fundamental sentiment. Don't try to be a hero, because you're going to end up like this guy. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just some guy who messaged me one-on-one asking for help, and I was like, what the fuck do you want me to do about this? Like what like what do you want me to do about this? Like what are you expecting? Like anyways, funny stuff, you know? I was just telling the chat, even though GJ buys might have seemed easy for us and you guys in the YouTube stream, have I been giving you guys bad information on GJ? Have I not blessed you guys with great GJ buy setups every single time we stream? Waiting for the pullback phases to end, playing the buys, warning everyone don't counter trend trade, don't try to call a reversal, right? So it doesn't matter no matter how much good advice you give people, no matter how easy it may seem for you, there's always somebody on the other end. For every one winner in the markets, there's easily 10,000 losers who are like just trading based on emotions, gambling, and just trying to have no clue what's going on, no knowledge, no experience, just straight ignorance, right? But it is what it is, you know? It gives you that perspective. UK new car registrations rose around 11%, so car sales are increasing in the UK as well. But anyways, now that we understand all of that, it's not a demo, it's a live account. He even showed me it. He said, let's start off here with the gold, shall we? So we all understand on the higher time frames, ever since gold peaked these 2075 all-time highs, it's entered more of this corrective bearish market structure. But as we're starting a new quarterly period right now, at this previous liquidity zone and demand area to the left here, you can see we are getting more sellers exhaustion at a 1680 higher time frame key level. All the white lines are historical key levels, right? So the first thing I want to highlight, just as we start to map out some intraday trades, and what I already told the private chat, is I am more in a buyer's bias on gold in the short term, because one, the US dollar, which is the secondary in this pair in quote, is starting to fade out strength. Two, we had this bearish market structure respected for an extended period of time, with sellers primarily in control until we peaked these 1680 lows, where we failed to break these lows and are creating that double bottom, which is showing us sellers exiting positions out of the market and buyers jumping in. And three, we have the potential to break out of this consolidation zone and order block and continue buys to the upside, right? So you guys know that if you've been following along the Capital Hungry streams, we played that bearish market structure for a period of weeks. We even called the buys from the 1680, 1700 demand area and historical lows, especially as it made sense to create a pullback for the end of March and to start out April, which is a new quarterly period as well. You can see we were still respecting bearish market structure until this point. We had sellers re-enter the market to potentially go and print a new low, right? You could see that we either have these extended sell plays and we go to print new lows continuously until this point where we fail to break this low to the left. What this signifies us technically is sellers are starting to close positions, exit out of the market, and buyers are starting to jump in hand. The same time we get this technical double bottom on gold and the US dollar is starting to weaken, you can see the price action itself, it almost took about 16 hours to drop here, where it took about only 8 hours to really correct the drop. And now that we're coming into this consolidation zone, if we can break above 1739 over London session, which we're coming to approach too soon, and we get the lower time frame price action confirms, I am looking to take buys to target this previous high and potentially extend higher. Even if we were to get a pullback to 1721 and fail to break 1721, I'd still be in a buyer bias on 1721. Because when we look at the hourly, you can see, one, the slowdown by sellers, right? You had very strong sellers impulsive candles, bearish engulfing candles, until we came to the previous low, which was to the left at the same 1680 price point, and started noticing a mix of bullish and bearish candles creating a support in a liquidity zone. You break above that zone and correct the downside move, coming back above that order block to the left at 1721. You can see we break above 1721 and fail to break below it, with more liquidity being generated in this area. Now if we can clear above this 1739 point where we've previously had so much rejection, there's a lot of room for continued upside, especially as scalp and intraday trades to take advantage of up here. Okay, so on gold, primarily I'm in a bullish bias. If we break above 1739 and on the 1 minute time frame get our clean break and retest and price action confirms above it, which I'll highlight when we zoom in on the time frames, I'm looking for scalp buys and intraday buys above 39 to 47, right? Even if we were to get an aggressive pullback to retest either 1728, the top of this zone here, and still fail to break below it, it would be higher risk, higher reward buys as well. I'd only be looking for sells on gold at this point if we either reject a higher time frame key level to the upside or come below 1721 and 1715. So on the lower time frame here, I'm going to be watching this bullish market structure as well. I like how we cleared these previous 1 minute highs with a nice impulsive break. As we play this structure and watch it overnight, because it's still pre-London hours, we haven't even had actual pre-London. We haven't even had German markets open yet or anything along those lines. So if we were to even get a more aggressive pullback to like 1732 and fail to break buys, and or clean break and retest above 1739 buys. All right, right now it's only about 151. I want to see how this hourly candle's closing, which it is still looking quite bullish. How the German market open candle at 2 a.m. Eastern opens up. If it gives us either that retest and pullback to retest this lower time frame bullish market structure, which has been respected. For almost a week now, 5 days now, right? So either we get that retest, fail to break buys, or the break above 1739 buys. I'd only be looking for gold sells below 1721. All right. Something else we want to keep a note on is the US dollar movement overnight. So I'm going to primarily, because we can see when we're looking at our fear and greed indicators, the Japanese yen, which is a safe haven currency, is bearish. When a safe haven currency is bearish, it means investors are taking money out of the safe havens and putting it into the risk equities, like the stock market or the risk currencies, right? Our volatility index, which is a fear and greed reader of the North American stock markets, is bearish, showing us market fear is lower. The US dollar has also been showing us more bearish price action after failing to break this significant price point here. So when I'm watching the dollar, if the dollar can break this minor bullish structure and continue to melt down to 91.755, this will give us more confluences and confirms to take those gold buys above 1739, potential GBP USD buys, Euro USD buys, AUD USD buys, because the Australian dollar is stronger from the Reserve Bank of Australia sentiment, and USD CAD sells. All right, so I really want to pay attention to how the US dollar moves standalone overnight in the price action regarding that. I really like this 30-minute, like these wick rejections here, if we can start to melt down. And if the dollar breaks below 92.5 when we're watching its individual price action, that will just give us more confirms and confluences to have more confidence executing on those gold buys idea, GBP USD buys, Euro USD buys, UCAD sells, and of course AUD USD buys too. Okay, so we're gonna keep an eye on how global stock markets move overnight, which they're still looking very bullish and optimistic. Just when I'm checking these headlines here quickly, we had a flood of headlines coming from the European EU Commission. It's just talking about air carriers and the deals around air carriers. Nothing too impacting to what we're looking at here, so that's all right. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything serious. All right, so does gold analysis make sense as per scalp and intraday trades? If the US dollar remains weak, even if we get a pullback at London Open or pre-London at 1732 buys, break and retest above 1739 buys, looking to secure some profits in scalp ranges, and then let runners run risk-free into intraday trades if the volumes and volatility allow. I'd only be looking for gold sells below 1721, just because of all this price sensitivity and liquidity we generated to the left here that we've broken above. Like, I wouldn't feel safe selling unless below 21, because we could really start to just bounce around or range when we come back into this liquidity zone area. All right. Okay. I think my YouTube got demonetized, and yeah, because I've been posting a lot of controversial videos with terrible language, so that's probably why. Because none of my videos have monetization options. Yeah, I did a couple of videos like ranting about some real world shit. Like this one, we are this one, we are in a mentally weak and sick society, and then this pandemic rant. And ever since then, I can't monetize any videos, and I get less and less viewers too. You know what I mean? Even if like I post at the same amount. So I guess you can't say certain things on YouTube, you know? I guess you cannot say certain things on YouTube. Anyways though, GBPJPY. There's no reason for us to sell GJ. Fundamentally it's bullish, technically it's bullish. We've only had either these two things. Buyers print new highs, then take profit at these highs, which creates a pullback, which is usually a 50% correction of the upside move and a continuation up. Or we get buyers printing new highs, a consolidation phase in liquidity zone, a bit of a consolidation in technical range, and then a breakout to the upside. That's all we've had happen on GJ for 8 months. You know what I mean? So there's been no fundamental reason. The fact that we had the Bank of England support for the British pound, the fact that the Japanese yen stand alone, which we can observe its movement, is very bearish in market structure. The fact that we had Brexit optimism the end of 2020. The fact that we have a flood of vaccine headlines and potential recovery coming from COVID. There has been no reason to sell GJ. Right now, we have printed new highs by buyers. We're not showing any signs of a pullback phase, but we are showing a higher time frame consolidation and liquidity being generated. You understand what I'm saying? Even when we're to zoom out here, every time you get a high printed, you get buyers exiting positions, which creates a corrective pullback phase. That pullback phase doesn't break higher time frame structure, and then you run the buys right back up to the highs. Like, I've explained this concept as many times as I possibly could. Right? Or like I told you, you print new highs, you get a consolidation phase, and then you extend to the upside. If you are a technical only trader, or if you are lacking knowledge of how these transactions and market waves work. New highs get printed, there's profit taking, you have a pullback or a consolidation phase. If you do not understand the market waves or phases alongside investor behavior and the fundamentals, right? Or even just simply looking at the trend, these types of consolidation phases at a new high or these types of sells at a new high trick millions of retail traders to start thinking GJ is a sell, right? Yes, you can have potential sells on the day-to-day period when you enter these corrective pullback phases. But if you don't break the higher time frame structure, or if you don't have any fundamental uncertainty, fear, or doubt to cause investors to exit positions and cause a mass reversal, then there's no reason for GJ buyers who have been riding these buys from the lows to stop this choo-choo train of gains. This is a choo-choo train of financial gains. Ever since the COVID crash, we've only had highs printed, pullback phases that don't break structure, highs printed, pullback phases, and after November, the pullbacks got even smaller and smaller. The good NFP data causes optimism for investors and causes an actual short-term weaker dollar because more US dollars are going into the stock market. The good NFP and optimism is a benefit for the US equity and stock market. It can get very confusing for people. Usually, whenever the good US data comes out, it just gives a quick price setup spike on the dollar, and then the dollar actually ends up turning bearish. For example, when we had the positive PMI data, and of course the NFP data, you can see that the dollars actually had some more sell-off moves, right? This is because the dollar has been fundamentally oversupplied by the Federal Reserve printing more of it or increasing the money supply, so then they could use this money supply and inject the markets, give it to the citizens for stimulus, give it to the government in exchange for bond purchases. But what this does, this financial tool or stimulus done by the Federal Reserve, even though it's helping the economy, it weakens the value of the dollar because it becomes oversupplied and with a decreased demand. You know what I mean? The US dollar is the world's reserve currency and behaves as a safe haven currency as well. When you look at the US dollar standalone, when you look at the, I know the US dollar has had quite an aggressive bounce from these 6-year lows, but it still hasn't broken these previous lower highs, and this bounce has more come from the macro lows being bought up, sellers exiting positions, in a new quarterly candle setup. But you can see ever since the pandemic crash and the Federal Reserve started increasing the amount of US dollars in the market to help the economy, the dollar has been respecting bearish market structure and has been decreasing in value because it's oversupplied. And you get what I'm saying? Because it's oversupplied and that money's going into the markets. Do you understand what I'm saying? This can get very tricky for people to understand, but it makes sense when you think about it that way. The Federal Reserve, to help the US people, to help the US economy, to inflate the US stock market, they needed US dollars to do that. They have the power to increase the printing whenever they choose to. Quantitative easing, stimulus packages, interest rate cuts, bond purchases, ETF purchases, all these different tools and phrases that the Federal Reserve uses is all just stimulus. Is all just their monetary stimulus. Right? The stimulus package itself was for the US citizens, but they've also been giving dollars to the US corporations, to the US government, and injecting it directly into the US markets. So That's why the US dollar has been so bearish, because it's fundamentally oversupplied. Supply and demand impacts anything, right? If you have a high supply of a product and a low demand, the price of that product drops. So for an example of this for you guys to reference this in real time is when the pandemic crash happened and the globe was locked down, oil price crashed, right? Because why? The supply and demand. Oil was heavily oversupplied and overstored, but the demand and consumption of oil went down into the ground because you had billions of cars off the road. You had thousands and thousands of industries and factories around the world that consume and use oil shut down. So oil demand was record low, but the supply and storage was record high. So the price plummeted. Another example of this is gold. Gold did the opposite. When you had the pandemic markets lock down global economies, gold demand rocketed because it's a safe haven precious metal, but the supply was limited because global borders were closed. It was harder to move and supply and deliver gold, and also you had global gold mines and production facilities shut down. There was a limit and cap on the delivery and supply of gold, but an extremely high demand for it, because we're entering this economic uncertainty stage when the pandemic first hit the scene. So what happened to gold? It went to 2075. The price rocketed. It's just economics. It impacts anything. A business, a service, a good, a currency. You know what I mean? Supply and demand zones technically are based on that real world supply and demand of the currency or the trading instrument or whatever it may be. You know? So yeah, just that those quick little educational tips there that your mentor is never going to be able to teach you, sadly. Anyways, so yeah, if the dollar breaks below 92.5 and gold breaks above 1739, where it has not yet, and we just had the new hourly candle open right now, so we might get our pullback first, then we'll take those buys above 1739 or the retest of 32 area. Only sells below 21. GJ, easy to see that the Japanese yen structure is bearish, the price action is bearish, standalone, Japanese yen currency index, just like we're looking at the dollar standalone. It's nice to see the structure and movement of it. Just for a quick glance of how investors in the UK or just investors in the UK market and British pound are looking, UK stock market still is very bullish. You know what I mean? Japanese yen, quick glance, structure is extremely bullish, so we don't need to talk too much about that. What I am going to be looking at is that we still have this lower time frame bullish market structure being respected. We're just in a higher time frame range here. The safest buys would be above 153.5 because it's like what I'm telling you guys. As we're entering this high now, you either have two things. You either print a high, you break lower time frame bullish structure and get a deeper pullback to a better demand area, then continue up, or you create a high, have a consolidation phase, don't break the lows of the consolidation and buy at the breakout. Okay? So now on GJ, when we're zooming out here, this was the previous high. We've had buyers extend into a new high here. Now we're not seeing any signs of a pullback phase, but more of a higher time frame consolidation. If we can break out above 143.5, easy buys on GJ. Even if we get a pullback to 152.8, the lower time frame, the lower side of the consolidation zone, and don't break, I'm still looking for buys. I would only take sells on GJ below the previous high point, 152.5, which is a higher time frame key level. If we can break below this consolidation zone and come and have sellers take price back below the previous high, that shows me a higher probability of buyers profit taking and sellers jumping in to give us a deeper pullback. Does that make sense? So I'd only look for sells on GJ below 152.5. That would tell me a potential deeper pullback to come. Other than that, if we get a pullback to 152.8, don't break. If we break out above 2.8 and what above 153.5, still looking for buys. It's still only pre-London hours, German market open. We still have like 52 minutes until London open itself, so we'll be looking for that. I don't really want to mess around between 0.200 and 153 flat. Yeah, I either buy or buy on GJ. I'm not looking for sells unless we come below 152.5. Right? And why I don't want to execute at 0.200 or 153 is because just in the last period of the intraday time frames, it gets very fucking messy here. So I'd rather wait for the clean break above 153.500, or if we get a deeper pullback and lower time frame support formed back at the lows at 152.8 again. Or take it above there. Okay? Does that make sense for GJ analysis? Yeah, people like my rants, but YouTube doesn't like them. So now my views and everything are going down. But what can you do, you know? Somebody's got to say the truth. Okay? So GJ, I'm just going to keep it on the 30-minute time frame here. If we break above 133.5, we'll start looking at the 1 minute for entries to start taking scalp buys up 30 pips to 153.8. If we break below this area, I'm not messing in this range. I would only wait to see how we react at the bottom of this range at 152.8 for potential buys. All right. UK stock market still looking very bullish. I don't see any, like, what's this? COVID, UK vaccine minister Zahawahi says on COVID certificates throw up difficult questions. UK vaccine minister says COVID, they're starting to talk about COVID passports. Vaccine passports and certificates, but nothing serious yet. When you guys see the headlines to the left here. You know? And obviously Japanese yen and dollar are looking pretty flat. So does gold analysis make sense? We're waiting for, we'll get our 39 alert or the pullback. GJ break above 0.500 or 152.8 buys. Okay, let's look at, if that makes sense, I'm going to go to GBP USD now. All right. If there's no questions about gold or GJ, domestically there's no issue around pubs or restaurants. You know how pissed off UK mans would be if you needed a COVID certificate to enter a pub? You guys, that would be the last straw for UK riots. That'd be the last straw. If you need a certificate to enter a pub in the UK, even after lockdowns, these British mans would fucking snap. These British mans would snap. You know what I mean? But anyways, all right, let's look at GBP USD now. So GBP USD, same idea. Fundamentally bullish. We've only had buyers print highs and have either pullback phases or consolidation phases. From this significant high printed, we had this corrective pullback phase, right? But you can see from this pullback phase, we failed to break bullish market structure on the higher time frames, as well as these previous low points, still maintaining that overall structure. And currently the US dollar still looking pretty weak as well. At the same time, technically we created this double bottom here as well, showing us more sellers exhaustion, sellers exiting positions, and buyers jumping in to potentially start targeting this previous high again, right? So let's zoom in more over here. So keep in mind that this price point here is the previous high to the left and retesting bullish market structure that we did not break. All right. This was a new high printed by buyers where they started taking profits. It's not a reversal. From this point, we created some bullish corrective market structure because we also had short-term US dollar strength the last couple of weeks from the Federal Reserve interest rate sentiment and from Jerome Powell's speeches, right? Here, you can see we finally started noticing sellers exhaustion failing to break these lows, the technical double bottom, now breaking out of the bearish market structure with at least a scalp range to target these previous high points, like almost 50 pips. As long as we maintain this lower time frame bullish market structure still, which I'm going to be looking at here. Cool? So on GU at London Open or pre-London, if we get a pullback to 38600 and we still don't break below that, just like something like we had here, we're taking buys at 386. If we don't get that deep pullback, we're taking the buys above this medium-term zone at 39200. We're looking to target 1.04 flat as long as the US dollar remains weak. And these previous lower high points, we're looking to start targeting that now. I would only be looking for GU sells below 1.378 at this point. If we get a pullback to 385 and fail to break, buys. If we break above 392, buys. And also another sell area would be if we come up to 1.40 and fail to break again. That's another potential sell area, just with the amount of rejections we've had here before. All right, so similar to GJ, I'm in a buyer's bias on GU. What I do like that supports this is that currently the dollar is bearish. I would like the dollar overnight with volume to clear these lows and break lower, giving us more confirms for those GU buys and also just giving us more confirms that markets are still optimistic. All right. So when we're coming to the lower time frames here, either we get a deeper pullback and support formed at 3865 buys, or a clean break and retest above 3925 buys. Right? We don't have any UK economic data overnight. We do want to watch out for some of these vaccine headlines that are coming from the UK vaccine minister, if there's anything negative. But other than that, markets are still looking optimistic, which shows me a weaker US dollar, a weaker Japanese yen, stronger stock markets, stronger risk currencies. It's just still pre-London hours, and we still have London open for potential pullbacks as well. But once we break above 3925, I'll zoom into the price action more. Or if we get a pullback to 3865, I'll zoom in more to start looking at exact candle confirms and price action development for entries, right? Same thing with gold here. We failed to break 1739, so it looks like we're going to be getting that potential pullback. We'd only be taking the sells really breaking structure or below 1721. GJ, we understand the trade ideas. GBP USD, we'll keep it on the 1 minute time frame on GJ as well. Now, EURUSD. How would we, okay, question. How would we go about intraday scalp sells based on lower time frame to higher time frame if there are confirmations for a pullback on GJ? Okay, this is a good question. you will have to have lower time frame bearish market structure forming, meaning that we have to have multiple exhaustions at a high, which we are currently at, right? Then you'd have to have stronger sellers impulsive candles that form bearish corrective market structure that you can start to highlight, right? You do not start to take the initial impulsive sells. You do not start to take the first pullback sells. You wait for more refined corrective pullback structure because this is a counter trend trade. For example, something like this. You can see here when new highs were printed for about 8 hours and almost 80 pips, you had this pullback phase with sellers in control, right? You start to notice this bearish market structure forming and breaks below the PPLs. I wouldn't take sells until this point here, and then I would take advantage of this sell option. First, you need to identify buyers exiting positions. Then you need to identify lower time frame corrective structure forming. Then you need to wait for your price action confirms below a PPL. I need more confirms to sell GJ because it's a counter trend trade. And I'm also going to be quicker to be in and out of the market because it's a counter trend trade. And I don't know how long the pullback can extend. You know what I mean? So even though you had all of this sell happen, I wouldn't take the sell till here, and I take advantage of that 30 pips as a sell scalp counter trend trade playing the pullback, right? You have to be able to identify that pullback structure. Here it was 8 hours long. Same idea. First you get the exhaustion, then you get sellers jumping in and more sellers impulsive candles. I wouldn't have taken this sell until this retest of structure, which is pretty close to a 151 retest. You know? You need more confirms when you're counter trend trading. So that's how I would do it. First, you let the exhaustion happen, let the sellers jump in, start to be able to identify some structure. This was from a new high as well, right? This was from a new high as well, here. And look how much longer this sell structure ran at the quarterly period. This bear structure ran for almost a day and a half for 200 pips. You know what I mean? But I can't give you guys all those I can't give you guys all those tips like that, you know what I mean, for free, you know what I mean? Private chat knows, private chat understands. Private chat understands. Right now though, we don't see even the first confirms of exhaustion at the highs. We're seeing some reaction here, but we're not seeing any strong sellers candles. We're not seeing any bearish market structure forming. You know what I mean? We're just seeing reaction at new highs. We could easily have a breakout to the upside, which is what we're primarily looking for. You know? Exactly. Have I heard anything from Seed? I talked to him today in the chat. He just said, what's up and stuff. What do you mean? What happened? Something happened to Seed? Alright, Euro USD. So, remember, we are hoping that the dollar breaks lower. We are hoping that the dollar breaks lower to have a break below that, which will show us more market optimism and higher potential for Euro USD buys. That must be one of the best troll comments I've seen in a while. God damn. What a fucking retard. Alright? Holy, you know some guy loses a lot when they fucking visualize. Oh my god. So anyways, Euro USD has entered after we've had these new highs peaked. We've had this deeper corrective pullback structure that has brought us all the way to this previous demand area, right? But as we start to zoom in here, oh fuck, man. Sometimes the retardation is too much. It makes me fucking laugh. As we start to zoom in here, we can notice the exhaustion by sellers and more impulsive buyers starting to enter the market with these bullish engulfing candles, right? And also a break of this minor bearish lower time frame structure, which has been respected for a couple of weeks now. Similar to GU, I'm looking for the buys at the breakout above 1.84 or the pullback to 1.75 and breakout. I'm more in a bullish bias on Euro USD. No question is a dumb question. Oh, bro, there's a lot of dumb questions out there. There's a lot of... The world is 99% retards. You know what I mean? You know? The world is 99% retards. Maybe, yeah, 0.9%, you guys think? Yeah. Exactly. Oh, the economic events? No, we already had the Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision. We have Eurozone unemployment at 5 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be better as well, in my opinion. The Eurozone unemployment give us more potential Euro bulls above 1.18400. The recent fundamental points we just want to keep in mind is the start of Q2. Equity markets are still very bullish. We haven't had any high impact fear, uncertainty, or doubt. And we haven't had any high impact headlines to the left side of your screen either, you know? So either we get a pullback to 1.176 buys or above 1.8400 buys on Euro USD. We could even get a bit sooner above these 1 minute highs as well. If we break above here, break and retest to 1.8400. Right? Yeah. You got a swear? This guy. Fam, this guy, you know, this guy's some fat, obese bastard sitting in his mom's basement. Just fucking ate his 4th Hot Pocket of the night. I love coming on the YouTube chat. Yeah, or this option too, you know? Yeah. Do I have hate against fat people? I guess so. I guess you could say so. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I guess so. I guess so. UCAD, I'm looking for sales below 1.25. I want to target these previous lows. You know what I mean? US dollar still weak. Our risk currencies are still bullish. Markets are still optimistic. If we can have the dollar break below 1.25 on the lower time frame, then we can easily take sales below 1.25 and start targeting previous lows. We're just having a bit of a consolidation here, but once we clear that, some nice sell options available there. I'm just going to be keeping an eye on the dollar movement though, primarily overnight. We don't trade options here. Yes. Why are some people so angry? I think people think I'm angry because my voice is maybe very aggressive and I speak very direct and to the point, but like I have nothing to be really angry about, you know what I mean? So it's just the way I speak. A lot of people are not used to the way I speak because, not to be rude or disrespect any of the relationships you guys have in your lives, 99% of your relationships with your friends, family, and loved ones, I'm gonna call it out right now, it's all very surface level. You're not really telling your family the truth. They're not telling you the truth. You're not telling your friends the truth. They're not telling you the truth. You know what I mean? Everybody's just sort of living in a blissful ignorance, I'd like to say it, and sort of telling each other more surface level, day to day shit. Whatever people want to hear, they just say it. You know what I mean? So when I talk really direct and to the point and actually want to help people and benefit them, then it can be mistaken or miscommunicated. Because I'll be like, hey, fat ass, go to the gym. You can be in much better shape with much better health and be a much better version of yourself. But all people hear is my angry tone and me calling the person a fat ass. But somebody else can be like, hey, man, you look great just the way you are, man. Keep your body. They can be very nice sounding and have a nicer tone, but they're actually being very destructive to that fat person. They're telling that person it's okay to be obese or unhealthy. So it's the same type of stuff with trading. It's the same type of stuff with any skill you're trying to develop, anything you're trying to learn. A lot of people will just tell you what you want to hear because they want to be told what they want to hear. Nobody wants to actually look at themselves in the mirror and put the work in to develop themselves. I'd much rather have people being aggressive towards me and say, hey Jeev, you've been fucking slacking, you're looking fat, get your ass in the gym and get back in shape, than somebody say, hey Jeev, don't worry, we accept your body no matter how big your tits are. I find that more disrespectful. That those people don't have my health, don't have my best interest in mind, don't have my health in mind, don't have my confidence in mind. They're trying to create an artificial confidence, trying to create an artificial happiness, trying to create an artificial acceptance. You know what I mean? So I guess it gets miscommunicated that way. That's all. But I've probably helped a lot of people more than your own family members or friends have helped you. When you really look at the impact I've had on trading, on people's psychology, on trying to better themselves, on the reality of the world, it's a lot deeper than the surface level BS you're going to be having in your day-to-day conversations with your friends and family. That's just the reality, you know? But one thing I don't like here is if the dollar bounces here and we get a bit of a pullback, that is going to obviously cause a deeper pullback on gold, GU, Euro USD, and not give us our USD CAD safer sells, you know? What time is it right now? 2:30. So we just had new 30-minute candles open up, so that's all good. Let's see how this previous 30-minute candle closed. Previous 30 closed bearish, rejecting 39. This 30 minutes pushing down for us to grab liquidity, but does not have an upper wick yet. What color is my underwear? Used to be white. Now it's yellowish brown. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm just wearing black boxer briefs. If you wanna fucking touch yourself to that, if you wanna imagine that. Kashif, what are these huge spikes 1 minute on the dollar? Just the dollar stand alone? One sec here. These ones? Honestly, got no clue. I just saw this now. I thought this was from earlier. Unless that was from Australia's Reserve Bank of Australia sentiment. It spiked up and down quick. But besides that, I have no clue there. All right. Okay, everybody. Give me a couple minutes here. I just gotta go to the washroom. Take a piss. I'll answer questions right when I come back. No rush. Just give me like 5 minutes here. Not even. All right. I just have to go to the washroom quickly. Yeah, we still have about 24 minutes until London open itself. Pre-London hours so far, pretty quiet. Not too much else going on here. Markets have just been ranging since Asian and overnight, since the new daily candle. Does this 30-minute candle on GJ, does it have... Oh, it made a little bit of an upper wick at least. I want to see if we get a deeper pullback here. But I... To the 1732 area we're looking at. What? Oh yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'll check them out now. Resend your questions right now. Achieve important question. Why would anyone not use a prop firm now? Why would you risk your own money? I don't trust any of those prop firms for their payouts long term. If plebs learned FX, wouldn't the elite cut off the ladder by raising margin requirements? What are these questions, guys? Why would you not use prop firms? Cause why don't you fucking work hard yourself? Most people can't even increase their own account with patience and discipline, but all of a sudden want to start trading $100,000 prop firm accounts. I have no idea how to answer that question about the elite and the plebs learning FX. No, bro. Nobody says you have to risk 200K of your own money. It's called putting time and effort into actually compounding an account yourself, you know? Just like if you were to start a business yourself or start a product or service yourself. It's called having value in your own work ethic and your own journey instead of trying to take shortcuts like a big bitch pussy. But yeah, that's up to you guys though. It's all up to you guys. Where would you put your stop loss based on structure? Kevin Bryan, please check out the Scalping 101 series. Please check out the Scalping 101 series on the YouTube. If there's no other questions, then I'm just going to go back and check out the charts. Because you guys, unless you guys have some charts to send of your own or something. Otherwise, I'm just waiting for the setups. Yeah, I'll probably do it on Dominion Markets. I was just setting up a Dominion Markets account before. So if there's no more questions, I'm just gonna go back to doing some analysis then. Yeah. Oh, Jason, nice question. Thoughts on OPEC easing the output of oil? Yes. OPEC and the nations involved in OPEC are trying their best to keep gold bullish, and it's also oil bullish. Why did I say gold? I was reading Reggie's comment at the same time. OPEC is doing their best to continue to keep oil bullish as those macro lows got bought up, and as US inflation is going up, it's causing the cost of goods to increase, which is a bullish confluence for oil. So OPEC would love to have oil, crude oil barrel as high as possible, with consumption starting to increase again. It just means more revenue for all of these various nations involved in OPEC. So as countries and economies start to open back up and their oil consumption regulates again, or you have all these cars back on the road, all these factories and industries opening up, to have oil price at a high and consumption at a high, they get to make a lot of money. Kevin Bryan, I just told you to put some effort in and watch the Scalping 101 series on YouTube. It's a 4-part series here. Starts here. You know? This is a market analysis stream, trade idea stream, and waiting to take those trades. Not like a full mentorship stream every time I come on. You guys are hurting out here in the YouTube world for knowledge, eh? Caleb, everybody in the world nowadays wants everything faster, easier, with less risk and more convenience. This doesn't work out in the long term in any industry. It's just the nature of the beast. This isn't gonna all this FTMO shit, all these prop firms, they're just a new wave, taking advantage of all the retards who are losing the tests and all the people who aren't actually getting paid out. You know what I mean? And if you like to use it, Caleb, and you're getting paid, bro, and it's working for you, then who cares? Who cares what I think about it, bro? Who cares what anybody in the YouTube chat thinks? If it's working for you and you're getting paid and you're getting the money to your bank account, who gives a fuck, bro? Keep doing what's working for you. You know what I mean? Oh, that is my opinion on it, but that's just my opinion. My opinion doesn't have to impact you, you know what I mean? So if it's working for you, hey bro, fuck the world. If it's making you money, fuck the world. You know what I mean? Okay, gold giving us that pullback. It looks like coming to 1731 here. 1732. GJ just ranging. GJ just ranging up and down. We're not going to touch it in this little order block. GU, I think, is going to give us our pullback to 386. Euro USD as well. UCAD we're not touching right here. We're just going to keep it on the intraday time frames. We'll keep it on the 30-minute chart. Yeah, I know guys. I know millionaires that aren't traders who literally like are millionaires, and you wouldn't even be able to guess how they make the millions. You know what I mean? I know millionaires I know guys who are millionaires that literally move dirt from one location to another. Started out with one dump truck, rented out. Now they got 15 dump trucks owned, and they literally moved dirt from one construction site to where it's needed at another site for foundation, construction, digging areas out, whatever it may be. Millionaires from digging and moving dirt. You know what I mean? So if you find a passion or a skill set that you can monetize and it makes you money, fuck the world. Milk it. You know what I mean? Milk it out. Milk it as much as you can. Because nobody's going to help you when you're down. Nobody's going to say, hey, here's a business idea, etc., etc. You got to execute. 1.38900. Oh, below here, you want to take some pullback sells? Scalp sells? This if we break below these 1 minute lows, you could take that 20 to 30 pip scalp sells. Yeah, I'm personally gonna let the pullback happen, but we are anticipating that pullback anyways, where it could come from breaking these lows, right? But you have to be cautious when you're counter trend trading and pullback, when you're playing those pullbacks. Gold as well is only 20. It's just reacting to this price sensitivity area. If we start to create a bit of a lower time frame support in this area, we might start taking some buy scalps here. But I would like the pullback to like 1731 to watch accordingly. Obviously, if we break and retest below 1731, then not going to touch that. Even if we can get a nice bounce off 31 here, 20, 30 pips would be ideal. But look at this little... Now, let's start watching the price action here on gold, because where we're reacting. If we start to get weak bearish candles and more bullish candles here and don't break these lows, we could get a pretty aggressive 20, 30 pip bounce going back to these highs, right? Because we're reacting at this price sensitivity area to the left, right on the dot. And it's a new 15-minute candle that just closed here, and this one's opening up. So right now, I would need candles to close above here, weaker bearish candles to start closing, stronger bullish candles, like something like this closing bullish, then the following candle being a weak bear, and then taking a scalp buy from this area for a potential bounce. But I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you when the price action is looking a bit better. What's GJ doing? Ranging. GU, same idea. At the same time, GU's reacting here. I want to see how some of these 1 minute candles close to show me the buyers and sellers strength at this area. See, obviously here, still didn't break below yet. If this candle closes weak bearish body, like here in the next 15 seconds, and then the following candle bullish engulfs it, and you get a candle above these wicks, you'll probably get an aggressive bounce on gold. Otherwise, if we break below, then we're going to get our 1731 retest. Yeah, this is looking like it's gonna come deeper. Still bearish price action. GU, the sell scalps, yeah, what we were talking about for you anyways. I'm just starting to dissect the price action here for potential entries, but it's still too bearish, the candles right now. I need to come right down to 1731 or back above this area with some more bull. Like, I need to start seeing this type of price action as we approach that area, you know? Or let me show you guys. This type of price action. This type of price action like this, where you have these sellers impulsive candles, right? But as soon as you reach your area of interest, you get the sellers exhausting, the buyers coming in, you break that candle body high, and then bam, right? I was going to see if we were starting to get that here, but we didn't get that here yet. Something like this, right? And a bit of a support. Either if we get that here, or if we come back here. And keep in mind, we still have 10 minutes until London Open. So London Open could quickly spike down. We're only taking sells at a break of structure. We're just monitoring the price action right now. Oh, sorry. We also have like 9 minutes till London Open. 10 minutes. See, GU didn't break yet either. I don't really want to enter a trade 10 minutes before London Open because I feel like it would create a quick lower wick in this area first if it was to go up. But we don't even have the price action confirms we're looking for yet either. I do like how we're getting weaker bearish candles if this candle closes as is, but I would like some bullish engulfings. And then still too bearish. Hey Jeev, am I doing this full time? Yes. How long did it take me to become consistently profitable? Probably like a year and a half. Jeev, do I call out entry levels and exits in the private chat? Yes. You can ask the private chat. They're right here. I don't send direct signals. All right, we're coming to our area of interest, that pullback to 1731. I'll check out US 30 after. I want to see how London opens up. Because we're getting a pretty aggressive pullback, but it's just retesting that 1731 high right now. I want to see how London, like if it makes a lower wick and then pops back above, or if it snaps below the range. All right, I'll tell you guys when it looks good, from my opinion. Like if I see, what time is it? We have 8 minutes. So if we just mess around here, but then London Open quickly like spikes down to 1731, then we get the price action confirms of exhaustion, then it's still valid, you know? Yeah. Yo, private chat. Do I call out entry levels in the private chat? Somebody's asking. Yeah, they're... What's the difference between FXCM versus Oanda? I just trust Oanda more and been using the Oanda feed for a few years now. Did you guys have any questions? You guys didn't teach any send any charts, right? All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, 6 minutes. GU are watching at 3A600 area if we got a deeper pullback there anyways. Okay. Who the hell? What's this Capital Hungry YouTube page? That's not me. Have I ever blown accounts? I don't seem like the type. Yes, man. I probably, when I first started trading, I always had a full-time career, salary, or job. When I first started trading, I probably burned through like $30,000 to $50,000 trying to follow signals, trying to FMG, trying to like flip accounts overnight. You know what I mean? It's not like I've had my fair share of losses, retard moments, dumbass shit, being a stupid emotional trader when I first started as well. Yeah, who's this fake Capital Hungry? Is this a... What are these numbers? That's not... Oh, oh, wow. Somebody's trying to be a fake CH and send a number to text. Yeah, that's not me. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's not me. I'm 26. Actually, 27. I'm 27. Forget my age. We're just waiting for actual London Open now. I want to see how we react in this area. Did I have decent money saved up? Nah, bro. I get my bi-weekly paycheck. It'd be like a $1,400 paycheck. $1,000 goes straight to account. Then I live off the 400. I only started saving up when I stuck to one account, and then I started saving my RBC paychecks, and I got another job. And then all the trading, like when I started making those scalping trading profits to get consistent, I was always withdrawing it to my actual bank, right? I'm liking these rejections at 1731 and the bullish price action. If we like just fuck around here and London opens and creates that lower wick, it's still looking pretty good. I'm just waiting for London Open now. Yeah, don't fall for that scam and text that person, please. It's not me. I don't have a 1-800 number. Fam, that Janet Yellen global corporate tax is bringing some new world order shit. They're trying to bring a one world government, in my opinion. They're trying to work towards a one world government, new world order, whatever way you want to see it. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I don't personally like it. I was reading about it. I don't like it. I think each country should handle their own shit. They're trying to make the whole entire, the 1%ers all unified, and all the 99%ers unified, stuck alone. Yeah. 2 minutes till London Open. Dollar did not break that low. It's just bouncing around here after having these weird wicks. Yeah, I'm scared of the New World Order shit. Gold breaking lower now. But it's not like we were buying yet anyways. Your mentor was buying at 1735? Why up here? Let's see what gold does here. It's looking like it's breaking lower than the structure on the hourly. Pretty aggressive hourly candle close to retest these previous highs here. Let's see how this hourly candle closes in 50 seconds. If we still remain above here, and the hourly just makes a quick lower wick and then comes back above, I'm still about it. If the hourly candle pushes up first without a lower wick and then breaks back below here, we're just going to end up ranging again like we did here. You know what I mean? So 30 seconds. Your mentor was buying at 1735 for a 15-minute break and retest on gold. The fuck, bro? 1735 up here, man. I don't really see it myself, but you know. So hourly's closing right at the retest spot. Let's see how London opens up right now. So London is pushing down first, has no upper wick right now in this new hourly candle. It's pushed down first and grab some liquidity. Let's see if we can pop back above 1733 area. Let's see if we get our price action confirms and pop back above here. I would take buys above 1731.5 if we get the bullish price action confirms. So we already made that lower wick first. Now we want to validate more buyers momentum. If you want to be safe, 1733. Alright? Don't buy yet. Don't buy yet. I want to see how this candle closes. We need to break above this strong bearish candle. And if you want to really be safe, above 1733. But even above like 1731.5, 1732. So I like how the previous hourly still closed where we wanted to. I like how this pre-London hour at least made some type of lower wick for now. But we need more bullish price action confirms here. Who's your mentor? Some guy named Raul. Nice. And GJ, what's GJ doing? How did the GJ hourly candle close? So obviously no safe buys above 133.500 yet. That's what I was about to say. If you have a mentor, why are you on my stream right now? Go talk to him. That's what I was about to say too. Yeah, either we do this. Or we do this. No, I was just joking around. Like you can, I just meant like you have a mentor that you're paying for. You should like talk to him one-on-one during your London sessions. You know what I mean? Sorry, I had to stretch. All right, what do we got going on here in the headlines? Not much, not much. Pretty quiet. Sure thing, Dan. Lambo Raul doesn't even have to trade. His dad's a fucking celebrity dentist. Nah, GJ fucking frozen in time here. GJ's ranging dead. We're not gonna have too much of a headache on GJ until we we're not gonna have too much of a headache on GJ until we get to our areas of interest. Then we'll look at it. Happy Valley Group, that's probably because this YouTube stream has like maybe a 1 to 2 second delay just through the streamer. Where's good entry? Not here. Not like I told you. Fucking told you where the good entry was. I did a full GJ analysis. YouTubers, YouTube chat. No, I mean, you guys, I didn't get to finish. All of Lambo Raul's wealth, homes, cars has not come from his own grind or trading profits. It's come from the back of his celebrity dentist dad, and it's being marketed as trading profits and personal grinded growth. That's what I don't like. I'm not saying that if your parents are successful, you don't have to grind, but you shouldn't manipulate people into thinking you earned you earned all this money yourself trading or through business when it's not true. It's from your papa. It's from daddy. It's from papi. You know what I mean? It's from Papa Cruz, celebrity dentist, millions a year in revenue. I don't trust anybody's FTMO withdrawals who's an FTMO affiliate. They're working for FTMO. They got all the best interest to show FTMO profits, FTMO benefits, get members on FTMO. You know? So, it's up to you guys. You're the one who's defending them, watching my free stream right now. Trying to learn. Fuck, bro. Isn't this a bit contradictory? You're defending your mentor as you're watching my free stream trying to learn something? Alright, GJ, see how it didn't break this price sensitivity area yet? If it clears these lows, obviously we're not buying. But if it does a double bottom here and fails to break, then I'd be more adamant. Otherwise, this is going to dig deeper here, and we're only going to adapt to sells if we remain below that 1730 price point. Because we didn't break this area I was talking about, or this minor bear structure, or above 1733, you know? Because dollar's still bouncing off that support level. So we might adapt to some short-term sell scalps. The buyer's price action wasn't good. I'm defending him. What's his name? Raul Cruz. This guy, what the fuck's his name, bro? Oh, Doctor, never mind. Fam. You guys fucking retarded? That's him, bro. Where do you think it all comes from? $1.1 milli. Yeah, see what I mean? Where gold didn't break, it just made that hourly upper wick, didn't correct that downside move, and now we're breaking these lows. Now it's showing a lot more seller's pressure. It's looking like it could just come back into the range, but I'm still being mindful. I don't really want to sell gold unless it comes below 1721. So I'm not taking any sells or looking for any sells. I still think it's just grabbing liquidity. Oh shit, see? I still think it's doing a heavy liquidity grab, but let's see how it reacts at 1730 here. It would still need to. It's not like we rushed any buys, but we're still only taking buys if it comes back above here, you know? This trading chat is too toxic. It's not that. It's just a regular chat, dude. GU gave you that sell scalp? Yeah, because the new hourly candle, right? But it came close to our buy area as well. It was just 5 pips from our retest buy area we were talking about. So I'm still keeping an eye on that. And see and if gold comes back above here, man, and it makes that hourly lower wick, it's gonna give us those buy plays still. For sure. For sure. But we need these candles to close above 1730, and specifically this price point here. Otherwise, it's still just messing about. You know? I didn't advise on any entries yet on anything. AUD USD? Oh, AUD USD is doing that pullback as well, eh? Where it had that bounce. Same type of idea it's doing. I wouldn't buy AU yet. I would only buy AU if this hourly candle comes back above the Reserve Bank of Australia price point. London so far is pretty weak so far. It's only 10 minutes into it. See how we're just retesting 1730? We didn't break above it. If we still have smaller bearish candles, that's okay. Then more larger bullish candles and we break above this price point, we'll get our nice scalp setup. Otherwise, if we have stronger bearish engulfing candles, then we are just going to get a deeper pullback to the downside. I would like a couple of weaker bearish candles now. The 15-minute candle to close as is, and then price to come back above around 1731.5, and I see safer buys from that point. But I don't see anything to execute on yet. I don't see the chat as toxic. I just see it as like as people being open. You know what I mean? GBP USD was like 5 pips away from creating this little flat candle body support to start taking some bounce buys too from our retest area at 3865, sorry. AU 4-hour time frame is forming an M. I don't know what the fuck a M is, sorry. Like, sorry about that. Bitcoin, if we respect 58K, I'm still buys on Bitcoin to new highs. Somebody was asking about Bitcoin earlier. We've been looking for those Bitcoin buys from this 51K pullback. Looking to target 61,700 highs again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not liking this. like if the I like how these bearish candles are weaker. I would like the 15-minute candle to close like at the 1730 area, the next 15-minute to possibly make a quick lower wick, and then come back above this area of interest for us to start taking buys. Let's just be private. I mean, let's just be patient. Private. Don't forget, give you guys a quick seizure in the YouTube chat. Stay smart. The next economic event report is 5 a.m. Eastern. GBP Usd, we're gonna get our deeper pullback here as well. I think we'll tap 3A600 on the dot. US dollar, I really wanted to break this low and continue bearish, but it's just bouncing around here. I have no idea what created these wicks. Jeeve, it is a psychological and personal problem. Am I being a pussy for wasting money on Ubers instead of riding the bus or subway? I don't think so. If you got a fear of that. All right, yo, this 15-minute candle, the last 15 closed pretty weak bearish. If this 15-minute can break above, or even create a quick lower wick, then break above that 1731.5 price point, it's still looking good. We need to come above here for us to execute on those buys we're talking about. Otherwise, we're staying out of gold. No trade, no harm, no foul. We'll wait for the cleaner setups, you know? BTC balling out of control. CAD CHF. Yeah, if you guys want to send charts, I got no problem checking out your charts. Capital Hungry private channel is $110 because you get we do the weekly recap, we do London Zoom sessions every night besides the holidays. You get access to the news terminal, swing trade ideas, intraday trade ideas, key level price alerts, the community itself, all the educational webinars. Right now we have a promotion running as well, where normally it's $110 for 4 weeks, like a month, but right now it's $110 for 5 weeks. We only keep 350 to 400 members max, but on the low side we usually have about 250 to 300 members like per month that are like actively choosing to stay there. Now I want to start looking at this gold price action. If we get the bulls back above here, this is looking a lot nicer for sellers exhaustion and a quick little 15-minute lower wick created. We just need the price action confirms above 1731.5. Otherwise, we're staying out. I trade during pre-London hours and London hours like what we're looking for now. I just haven't seen anything favorable for me to execute on yet as per our pre-planned trade ideas. GU, we had this little minor bearish market structure being respected. But if we fail, like we're retesting our buy area we're talking about, and we haven't broken below it yet. Right? So if we fail to break below here and the US dollar cancels out that upside move, we can catch some buys above 388. You know? GJ, I'm also liking the same thing we're seeing on GJ with that 1 minute double bottom, but this lower time frame bearish market structure is still being respected. The safer GJ buys would be above 153.200 now. We validate the exhaustion by sellers and buyers entering the market by breaking this little corrective structure and coming back above 153.200. All right. So even though it's having this little double bottom, it's not breaking this little minor structure. You get what I'm saying? Aaron Barrett, you were in capital hungry for a year, made zero money, and you're still making zero money. Why ask that dumbass question in the YouTube chat like you weren't in the private chat for a long period of time? Do you have memory loss? Because I got great memory. See what I mean here? So don't just go after that. We would need to come above 153.200. Otherwise, we're going to be creating some more refined corrective bearish structure. This is you, right, bro? Aaron Barrett. Always used to talk about the L's you keep taking because you're not paying attention. On the hourly, this hourly is making higher lows. What's the reason why I took a L? That's you, right? That's right there. Aaron Barrett. I remember everything, man. Don't test me. That's the private chat right there. You know? That was you. Doing the same stupid shit back then. You didn't want to take my advice. Doing the same stupid shit now. You don't want to take my advice. So, fuck, what do you want me to do about that? You know? Hey, I'm liking this. I'm liking this, how we're failing to break below there still, but we need to break this bear structure, and we need to come above 153.2. Right? Otherwise, we're not touching GJ right now. Just let it be. What's gold doing? Gold, I like how the seller's price action is getting weaker and weaker here. But we're still not taking buys unless we come above here. Once we break above here, we're going to get some nice buys. All right? If we don't come above here, we're not touching gold either. All right? What's this? CAD CHF. I like how we printed these highs. I like how we're still respecting bullish structure. We have a lot of price sensitivity and noise in the way to break here. This would be the safest buy option, I agree. CHF and Japanese yen are still pretty weak. GJ above 0.200, you guys can get easy buys here. Otherwise, we're not touching it. You guys have to stop being like fucking... I hate doing the sound effects. What's the trade, GJ? Is it ready yet? There's a double bottom. There's a triple bottom. There's fucking support. Like, shut the fuck up. We already said the trade ideas. We already said what price points we're looking at. We're not going to start entering any random shit now because your guys' heart race is going up. You know what I mean? Just because your heart's beating faster does not mean Jeeves going to start entering a trade now. I'm calm and collected. Alright? You guys sound like vultures, hyenas. Who the fuck did that? Who's annotating on my shit? Alright? Gold ready yet? Can I buy it? Can I buy it? GJ? Up? Down? Who's your mentor? Huh? What leverage? Like, chill. Are you guys fucking harassing me? Making me feel uncomfortable. You're making me feel anxious, on edge. I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade like that. Sounded like hyenas. Right? What time is it right now? New 30-minute candle in 7 minutes. GJ's messing around. We're getting exhaustion at these lows, but look, we're not breaking this little minor bear structure. Alright? Just take it easy. If there's no trade setup tonight, then there's no trade setup. We don't execute on anything. We're just not going to take it. We'll wait for something better at New York. You know what I mean? We're not going to be going, we're not going to force a trade. We're not going to let our heart race and get emotional. We're not going to force something that's not there. Jeev, you're definitely fat in it. Fucking hate my life. Okay, I'm gonna see how this 30-minute candle closes. No, I'm not fat. I'm not fat. Oh, we've delayed that podcast because we've been busy. He's been busy with the Dominion market shit. I'm not fat. I'm pretty cut. I'm pretty cut and jacked actually for a natural guy, for an Indian guy. You have to understand, most Indians are skinny boned and they got skinny arms but a fat belly. You know what I mean? So I'm all right for my size and my body type. Pretty fucking handsome. Do I have any recent pictures? I don't think so. All my pictures. Oh, I got this flex. I'm gonna send it to Banter. All my pictures are from I don't have any pictures. I got one video. I'll show you guys a video flex. Then I'm gonna delete it. This is your boy, yo. This is your... Yeah, this is the guy behind all this knowledge, right? Look at my fucking horseshoe of a tricep. Yeah, right? Crazy. Crazy. Oh man. Alright, never again. Let's pay attention on GJ. Oh wow, look at that fucking arm, eh? Even makes me horny. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are gonna hate me even more now. Let's pay attention to GJ though. Cause GJ's starting to break this little structure after getting this exhaustion. The next 30-minute candle. The next 30-minute candle might give us a pullback, but then we break back above 0.200. That's from last week. Raja and I send each other a lot of selfies. Raja and I send each other a lot of selfies. No, I've been working out since I was like 16, 17 probably. Oh shit! You guys fucking distracted us from gold, fam. It's coming back. Gold's gonna set up too. Gold's setting up this next 30-minute candle. It's coming. Look at this exhaustion in this area we're getting. Is this 30-minute? No, 2 more minutes. I'm liking how these bearish candles are slowing down and getting weaker. How we didn't break this low. If this next 30-minute like even pushes down then comes back above, we're good. We're good. And that's in like 2 minutes, you know? It's pretty quiet night so far. It's a pretty quiet night so far. Someone said, Jeeve, you're small. It's okay, you gotta start somewhere. Listen, I'm the wrong person to try to fuck up my confidence or my ego. It's just not gonna work. You know what I mean? Go fucking bully your friends and family. It's not gonna work with me. I know my value and self-worth in this world full of retard fat people. So I'm good. You know what I mean? New 30-minute candles coming up. GJ's looking good. Gold's looking good as long as the 30-minute just creates a quick lower wick and comes above this price point at 1732. It's looking good. If you guys have any charts, just send it over. You know how you guys can send the TradingView code? Just send the TradingView code and then I'll open it up here like I did for these guys. You know? I like how this 30-minute candle's potentially closing bullish with this large rejection wick, but we need the next 30-minute to just create a quick lower wick and come back above our area of interest. You know? How did I learn the 1-minute candles? By back testing them. I like this 30. I like how it doesn't have an upper wick yet. It's already pushed down first. I like that. We just need to come above here. And we're golden. In my opinion, we're looking good. If we come above there, we're looking good. Some bullish candle closures above here. Maybe a little pullback. It should look good. Alright. How did GJ close? Okay, this GJ 30-minute has no lower wick though. A little bit iffy. I'm not saying it has to create one with this rejection. It would be nice though if it created a lower wick. So I'm going to be a bit mindful of that. Alright? We might get that lower wick created first. As we're rejecting, we didn't break above 0.200 just yet. Even if we come down to here. Or if we just have a clean impulsive break, we can get that quick scalp out of it maybe, you know? Just through technical back testing. Oh, thanks, Reggie. Just through technical back testing. Gold still didn't give us the candle closure where we needed it. Still rejecting that same spot. So we're gonna be patient. GU, I'm liking the exhaustion here. If this 30-minute candle even pushes down and fails to break these lows, and then we come above these 1-minute highs, even at 388, start taking those buys. Alright? I drank a coffee, so I gotta go to the washroom again. I'll set up your chart right now, but then I'll look at it when I come back. Just give me like 2 minutes. I'm just taking a quick piss. God damn, this one rushed entry. But hopefully it goes your way. I gotta go to the washroom quick. Remember, that lower wick looks like it's gonna be created first. So with that 30-minute that didn't have a lower wick, right? This is what I'm looking at. So let's go to the washroom. All right. Okay, not much happened since then. GJ starting to create a bit of an order block right below 153.200, but we still need that clean candle closures and above 153.200 to start taking scalp buys up. Otherwise, if we remain below, there's higher probability we'll get that deeper 30 wick lower wick formed. So I'm just watching how it's just in this little lower time frame order block there. Gold. What the fuck is going on here, man? Gold, like, the buyer's pressure is looking a lot better in terms of the seller slowing down here. And we're, again, also creating a bit of an order block, but we still need to break above this price point to take safe buys at 1731.500. It's just looking, markets are looking a bit slower now with the volume and volatility. Like when we're looking at the lower time frame price action confirms, or just the price action on GJ and gold so far. But yeah, no buy entry on gold yet, no confirms yet. We still need to come above this rejection point I was showing you guys here at 1731.500. Right now we've just been ranging up and down. Nothing significant for me to enter yet. GJ, same type of idea. It looks like we're getting that 30-minute lower wick formed. But I'm not looking for GJ sells because it's a counter trend trade. If that 30-minute lower wick gets formed and we come back above 153.200, then we'll take those buys back up, you know. This London session is pretty weak. Actually, we might be able to get some US 30 buys. We might be able to get some US 30 buy scalps because we got that deep retest of 33, like Reggie just called out. Now we're coming above 33,500. Even if we were to come to these previous highs, it's like 100 points. I want to start watching some of the price action if we can get a clean break and retest above here. What else we got going on? Euro USD, Euro USD, same idea, been ranging up and down about 20 pips all night. We're only taking the buys if we come above 1.8200. Pretty quiet night so far, nothing to execute on so far. Volumes and volatility are a bit slower. We don't have too much economic, too much economic data reports or news headlines. UCAD, same idea. If anything sets up as per the price action and those trade ideas we're looking for, I will call them out when what I see is favorable. But the price action's looking choppy on GJ and gold. We haven't gotten our confirms of price above the area we need for the gold buys, or above 0.200 for the GJ buys yet. Hopefully we do. And then GU though, GU's looking a lot better. Once you come above here, GU's looking good. Iran is neither optimistic nor pessimistic about the outcome of nuclear war talks. They don't give a shit about that. They're gonna keep doing their thing, Iran. AUD USD, I would buy it back above the bullish market structure. Right now, we're seeing the US dollar's a bit indecisive. Volatilities and volumes slower as well. So I would buy it back above there to start scaling back up. Yeah, we're just gonna be patient and wait for these setups. If they set up, we'll execute. If they don't, hey, that's just the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? If you guys have any charts or anything you want to send, feel free. I can check it out now. No, right now it is 3:42 a.m. Eastern. We have the Eurozone unemployment at 5. I might still be running the stream by then. Let's see how it goes. If it's continues to be very choppy and slow and I don't see anything significant, I don't want to watch grass grow or like paint dry. I'd rather just come back fresh and see what sets up for New York session. Just because during these webinars and live streams, we're primarily looking for scalp and intraday trades, right? We do our analysis ahead of time. We identify our price points of interest ahead of time that we want to enter on, and then we patiently wait for price to come there alongside our price action confirms, you know? I do like how this 30-minute candle has now created some type of lower wick at least. We're still respecting these lows as well. We just need to come back above 153.200. I trade from pre-London until about New York Stock Exchange open. But I'm not actively taking trades during that period of time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking, like, I'm not taking dozens and dozens of trade during that period of time. I'm just looking for setups at that period of time. So I'll have maybe 2 or 3 setups that I pre-analyzed I'm looking for, but I'll be looking in that window to execute, you know? Can anyone yet? High decibels, we can see your messages. Yes. Gold. Oh, here we go. Okay, so now we're starting to break above that price point of interest. I really like this bullish engulfing candle. This 15-minute candle, let's zoom out. 15-minute candles also potentially closing bullish here as well. If the next 15 just makes a quick lower wick, we can start to take those buy scalps to the upside. So right now, we still didn't have any candle body closures above that price point, all right? So this 15-minute candle is going to close. If this one creates a quick lower wick and then ends up flipping back above here, we're good. Otherwise, we need the bullish candle closures above here. All right. So if this 15-minute just quickly makes a lower wick and then we have some bullish candle closures above here, we could get a nice scalp. All right. GJ, nope. GU, nothing. Euro USD, nothing. US 30, nothing yet either. What do I think of Uncle Ted? I'm friends with Ted. People ask weird questions. Like, what do you? Still closing. It's not closing clean enough for me. I would like the bullish candle. I would like a bullish candle closure above the yellow box here. What's this? Yeah, I would like a bullish candle closure above the yellow box here. Okay. Yeah, safest sells below 1.25, that higher time frame key level we're looking at. Yes. Yeah, this makes sense. Gab. Oh, this is what you meant by an M. Sorry. The pattern. Okay. I just identified as like in this area was the previous lower high here, and you're failing to break that lower high, right? So if we fail to break that lower high, you're looking to just continue to play in this higher time frame range and target these lows. The only thing is you have to be very cautious about the dollar movement, because the dollar's been very indecisive right now and is actually starting to weaken. You know what I mean? So if the US dollar continues bearish, and then gold, sorry, if the US dollar, everybody's spamming gold, so I said gold. If the dollar continues bearish, and then we have that Reserve Bank of Australia sentiment still hold out, you could see that AUD USD, if it comes back above our bullish market structure, can end up ranging back to the highs, you know? All right, so gold, we got a nice candle close above it for the 15-minute, like we were talking about. The price action's looking good. What I want to see now is I do not want to see this bullish candle get engulfed. I just want to see bullish candles and minor bearish candle closures. You get what I'm saying? I want to see just minor, even if it's 2 or 3 small bearish candle closures, that's what I want to see, and more stronger bullish candles. All right? The price action so far is looking good for the scalp, like we're talking about. If you got that entry there, but we need to start seeing more bullish impulsive candles, weaker bearish candles. If this bullish candle here gets engulfed, the one that broke out, then stay out of it. It's just going to continue to range. But if we have bullish candles and then just some minor bearish candles with weak bodies or minor pullbacks, we can continue to extend this scalp. All right. Yeah. Because we already had a little zone marked out here. All right, so far the price action's looking good, but we need bullish candle closers above this zone we're talking about, and to continue with the momentum, we need to break above there. I don't want to see bullish candles starting to close very weak and then bearish candles starting to engulf it. All right, I just want to see more bullish push candles, and then of course just weak bearish candle pullbacks. We have a new hourly candle closing in 10 minutes too, so hopefully we can capitalize a quick 10, 15, 20 pip squeeze and play the momentum here. So now when I'm looking at this 1 minute candle, if this 1 minute candle closes bearish below this price point, I would close. If it closes bearish below here, I would close your scalp. If it closes weak bearish still here in respects and doesn't engulf this candle, we're still okay. All right, so let's see where it closes now, because we're rejecting that little minor zone, right? It's closing a bit below, but I want to see how this 1 minute candle here goes, because it just closed right there. It looks like it's gonna do. If you still have your entry here, it's still looking pretty good in my opinion, but we need to have more bullish candles come back above here now. Otherwise, if this candle closes bearish, then get out of gold for now. But I still like it. Just closed there sort of on the dot. We have only 10 minutes until 8 minutes until the hourly closes. Once we clear this 1733's medium term zone, we'll get a nice another nice squeeze to the upside. This is a pretty weak bullish candle close though. This is a pretty weaker bullish candle close. I need us to continue bullish here. If this candle doesn't close bullish, I would get out. But if we can come back up and match this, we're looking good still. Yeah, I don't like if this candle closes bearish as is. We're going to come back down here for the new hourly candle, still ranging. Oh, unless the body still closes above here. I like to look where the actual candle bodies are closing. That's what shows me the strength or weakness. See what I mean? See how once we started to close below here, we're getting that potential deeper pullback? I want to continue bullish momentum and buyer's price action. We're still holding above our 1731.5 zone, which is good. It's just that the market volume and volatility is slow. I'm just dissecting the play-by-play price action for you guys to tell me what it shows in the strength. Because I still like how we're respecting above this area we were mainly focused on. I like this candle if it closes bullish above here. If the bodies close bullish engulfing that previous bear, this is still looking good. Right? This is a new 5-minute candle. It doesn't have a lower wick yet. To extend gold buy scalps, we must have candle closures above 1733 on the 1 minute. Then we'll get another squeeze to the upside, all right? If we just reject here, the 5-minute candle is just making its upper wick, all right? We need to get bullish candle closures above 1733, that medium term zone, to have a continuation on these buy scalps, all right? And don't forget the new hourly candle. See how the 5-minute was first pushing up and it didn't break that price point, and it might push down now to make its lower wick first. We're still watching this area. We're watching here where our entry point area was, and we're watching here on the lower time frame as well. Because the 5-minute pushed up to make its upper wick, we didn't close above there. Now it's creating its lower wick now. If it still remains above here, and we have candle closures above here, we're still good as per the 1-minute price action. We just need that 5-minute to make its lower wick and then flip bullish with candle closures above 1733. That shows higher potential for continuation to the upside as per the lower time frame price action. But if we get candle closures below there, we will just range right back down. You know what I mean? So see how this candle still closed above these bodies? It looks like that 5-minute was making its lower wick there, a more refined lower wick. We need bullish candle closures above 1733 to signify more bullish to signify more buyer orders entering the market. We need those. Then you can extend your gold scalps. Otherwise, once we break below here, it's best to close at break even. If we break above 1733 on the new hourly candle after creating a lower wick, it's still a good scalp entry area still too above here. But this was the best entry area, was that 1731.5. All right. Now keep in mind that there's about 2 more minutes until the hourly candle closes. We want bullish candle closures above 1733 and above these 1 minute highs, which will signify a lot more buyers momentum. Worst case, if you have an entry here, just put the stop loss on top of your entry so you don't take a loss. But it's the bullish price action is starting to slow down here. I need to see an engulfing candle close above here, and we can go back up and get that squeeze. It'll be a nice squeeze once the 1 minute candle closes significantly above there. And then the hourly candle will probably make a quick lower wick and continue up. This is looking nicer. Okay, I don't want to jinx it. It has to close above. We've seen it wick right and close below the last second, so I don't want to jinx it. That's not the cleanest candle closure above either. I would have liked a more impulsive close like that. And now we have to keep in mind that there's 1 minute until the hourly candle. So I'll see how once we broke above there, we're getting that bit of an extra squeeze. Now let's see how this hourly candle closes in like 30 seconds, because the new hourly might make a lower wick quick. New hourly candle. So be careful of your scalp positions, that we might get that pullback quick on the new hourly now. But again, if we continue to have weak bearish candle closures that don't break these previous price sensitivity areas and continued stronger bullish candles, then we're looking good. Okay, so hourly candles at least 3, 2, 1 closing above 1733. New hourly candle opening up right now. If you took the new hourly candle, has no upper wick right now, which is a good sign if it quickly retests here and flips back bullish. Otherwise, if this is still almost a 20 pip scalp, but let's see. Now this new hourly candle that just opened up, the 4 a.m. Eastern candle, has no upper wick and it's retesting that 1733 area. It could even come a bit deeper here. I would appreciate if it doesn't. I would like the candle bodies to close here and then just continue back up bullish just to create that quick hourly lower wick. We have no upper wick yet, which is a good sign that there's the potential to create that technical upper wick. All right. I would love it if this closes as is and then the next candle just goes bullish to create that upper wick here, just like that. But I want it to continue higher. So now, if you guys took those previous entries, I would close some as a scalp position. If you caught 1731.5, I would close some partials at 10, 15, 20 pips. Now let's see if our runners can run above 1733 now, higher. The price action's looking good if these candles continue to close bullish and we only have some weak bearish candles now, all right? Let your runners run risk-free. Let's see how this runs now. What we don't want to see is bearish engulfing candles on the 1 minute. What else we don't want to see is a complete meltdown. So this is where you start to set some of your positions risk-free. We don't want to see weak bullish candle closures and a mix of bullish and bearish candles and like a resistance forming. Like, I don't like how this candle's closing there. That's why I advised we exit some positions, because now the hourly made an upper wick, right? but we want to continue bullish. So I don't like how this candle closed weak, but at least it still closed bullish. If this one can still engulf these bodies here, even this wick, we're still looking good. And if you're holding scalps, as long as we have candle closures above here at 1733, we're still looking good as we're monitoring the price action. I would like this to close above these bodies here. That's nice. I want to clear this wick and close with a nice bullish engulfing, but it's still 50 seconds on this live candle. I'm liking the price action so far, especially, I don't want to jinx it, but just describing, if this bullish candle closes as is, I'm liking the price action still to extend these buy scalps. I would like a nice bullish body close like that. I don't like that. I don't like it if we continue to close below these candle bodies with these rejections. I don't like if this candle closes that as... Okay, that's looking a bit better still. I need a stronger bullish candle now, just because these bullish candles are starting to close a bit weaker. It doesn't mean that our trade idea is invalid. I just need a stronger bullish engulfing candle close to clear these wick highs here. All right. I like the price action still. Very nice candle close, even if the next candle just closes a bit bearish. I keep jinxing it. That's a weak candle close. I'm not liking that. If this closes as is, we're gonna get a deeper pullback. But we're gonna be watching this area. If we still close above here, we're still good. If we still have candle closures above here, we're still good. Still good. Still good. Still good. I like that. Let's get a new pump. Let's get a pump for the chat. All right. I like this candle closing as is. I don't want to jinx it. See what I mean? I don't mind little bearish candles like this as long as we don't break the previous highs and lows as we're scalping. Just let it keep going out, you know? Still a good candle close. I would like to tap 1735. That'd be a nice flat flat number target, you know? What time is it right now? Just 4:06 still. Okay, you guys get what I'm saying. Let's just let gold do its thing right now. Pretty much when I'm looking at it, this was our entry point. Now I'm making sure we don't have any candle closure breaks below here. That would, if I have any runners from this position and we break below here, I would exit out these runners as well. Even if we get some pullbacks to this area now, the buys are still valid. If we just get some random minor bearish candles, the buys are still valid. If you get a full engulfing bear that breaks below this price sensitivity area, higher potential is going to come back to your entry. All right. Let's see what other pairs are doing. GJ never gave us the confirms for our safe buys, but we are coming deeper to 153 and failing to break lower so far. We're still only taking buys above 153.200. So GJ we're not touching. GU we're not touching. EURUSD we might get a setup soon. If we break above 1.8200 and the dollar remains weak, we got that 20 pips to the upside. We don't have the clean confirms above these 1 minute highs just yet though. Alright? Once we break above here, 1 minute price action confirms, same idea. There'll be a nice 20 pip squeeze to the upside. Alright? What the fuck? See gold now we're starting to get some weaker bullish candles and bearish candles, but we're still like they're still very small bearish candles. We're still good as per the 1 minute price action. This is what I want to see, is just these small little bearish candles continuing up with bullish candles breaking the minor highs and trending our way to the upside, you know? I would like to smack 1735. If we could smack 1735, that'd be ideal for a nice little 30 pip trade. This is the interest area we're watching. All right, now look, this is a more aggressive pullback now, and this can start to scare out if you're holding a running position. But if we don't get bearish candle closures below here, don't exit the position just yet. All right? If this candle closes bearish weak still above here, it's still good. If it closes with a weak body in that rejection wick above this area, we're still good. All right? This is that price sensitivity. This is that area we're watching to extend any runners here. As long as we don't have candle body closures below here, it's still good. All right, yo, GJ's coming to our potential high risk, high reward buy area at 152.8. We didn't touch any of the sells. We didn't play any of these sells. We didn't jump in any buys for no reason, all right? But I am going to be watching here because that was one of our trade ideas. Was high risk, high reward buys if we come down to here. I don't like it if this gold candle, it's not looking as nice if this gold candle closes as is. I like it better if it clears these bodies, yes. Gold's looking like it's starting to slow down a bit. I would secure some more partials and then just leave your runners running risk-free. You got anywhere from 10, 15, 20, 30 pips, depending if you followed where you wanted to enter from. It's starting to slow down a bit. Volume and volatility is getting a bit weaker. Your runners are still valid as long as we still remain above here. But just as per the price action, I would like to slap 1735 and higher, but just when I'm looking at these candles now, we're starting to see a mix of bullish and bearish candles. Unless the next candle just goes straight bullish engulfing, it's starting to slow down just a tad here. We're getting a bit of exhaustion where we might get a deeper pullback, you know? Just want to give my 2 cents. All right. Anybody get to catch those gold scalps? Oh, like this would be, if this just fucking bangs it, that'd be ideal what I wanted to see. I want to clear this little order block we're starting to create here, and slap 1735. Once you break above there, we should hit our 1735 target for these gold scalps. 35 pips. Might even go higher. Fuck. But you guys get what I meant about watching this scalp movement, not getting distracted by these little bearish candles, looking at the price sensitivity areas and where you're pulling back to? You know what I mean? Even with this little pullback, being mindful of where we're watching. All right, now we have a 15-minute candle closing here. Still closing pretty bullish on gold. See how we didn't close above these candle body highs yet? We're still playing within this little minor order block and exhaustion zone. That's why I said once we break above there, we'll slap 1735. If we break below and come below 1732.5, then just close your running positions and just stay out. But if we still remain above here, your buys are still good. It's just this 15-minute candle looking like it's going to close, new one opening up. Yeah, we might just get a pullback for like the 15-minute. But I'm still watching this area. If you get candle closures below here, then just exit out everything, take that scalp profit, and then, well, you live to see another day. All right, but gold scalp. Who got to catch the gold scalp? Who got to catch the gold scalp? Private chat. Anywhere from... Remember, scalps are like 5 pips, 10 pips, 20 pips. You know what I mean? You guys got to catch... Who got to catch the gold scalps? Anywhere from, we'll say, 10 pips from the low to 30 pips at the high. Yeah? At least it was a nice quick scalp, you know? I hope me sharing what I see about price action candle after candle helps out. It gives you a bit more confidence. You don't get scared as easily by the 1-minute price action movements. You're getting more aware of what price sensitivity areas to look at, what's showing you buyers versus seller strength. Same thing like I showed you guys, hey, I'm starting to see it slow down a bit here. It just comes from experience and back testing it. You know what I mean? And again, this new 15-minute candle, as long as it remains above here, is still good. All right? But if you guys got to catch those scalps, then close out those positions. Just leave your runners risk-free. What I mean by risk-free is your stop loss right on top of your entry, or like a bid in profit so you don't lose anything. Okay? So that was pretty much it for tonight. We didn't take anything on GJ, but we are going to be watching if GJ comes to the 152.8 order block lows on the intraday time frames here, which is also these previous highs. If it comes down to 152.8 and fails to break, creates a support, I'd be taking those high risk buys there if we don't break below 152.8. We did not want to touch GJ at 153. We did not want to touch GJ at 153.2. I didn't want to touch it because it gets very messy here. You know? GBP USD, we didn't touch anything there. Euro USD, we didn't touch anything there. US 30 didn't give any clean setup. Stock markets overall still bullish. Dollar's just fucking ranging. Disgusting. Like, dollar, like, what the fuck was this? And what the fuck is this overnight? You know what I mean? Dollar's just ranging now. I say we take what we just got with gold and we come back fresh. The next session, the next London, the next New York. You know what I mean? Let's stay as emotionally neutral as possible. Let's focus on our long-term visions. Right? Remember, on these scalping sessions, on these London trading sessions, we primarily look for scalp trades that if the volume and volatility allows, we want to extend into intraday trades. But if it doesn't allow, we don't want to get greedy or take some stupid loss or lose out on profit when the market is always here every single day, every single night. We don't have to behave that way. We don't have to behave financially immature at our big ages. All right? So remember your mental reminders. Because when we took that gold trade, and I'm breaking it down for you guys from the entry, and I'm breaking it down for you guys step by step, you have to understand the psychological impact this has on you. And see how gold is breaking below here now, so we'll get that deeper pullback. And that's why I advised you. Don't I give you guys the best advice? When I say, hey, close out. It's starting to slow down a bit here. We're getting a little order block formed. I try to give the best advice I can. You know what I mean? And now that we're breaking below here, you can see we're getting that deeper pullback where worst case, any runners, you're not going to lose a dime on it. Okay? Remember, the market is always here. You can always find more opportunities, but you have to stay emotionally neutral. Yeah, if gold flies all the way back up, don't worry about it. Wait for a better setup with the new 4-hour candle and for New York. If, for example, if gold busts up to like 1735, 1736, but on the new 4-hour candle we get a retest of this area again and fail to break, guess what setup you can take at New York? Same one. Just be patient and wait for your confirms. Just like we didn't want to start jumping in buys here. I didn't want to mess with this noise. We had what we were looking for, and it at least played out for that 30 pips. And 30 pips for a scalper is great. You know what I mean? Right? Exactly. Yeah, so now let's just look at how these 4-hour candles might potentially close here. We can see that if in the next 40 minutes gold closes as is, it's still respecting above 1721. This was just a deeper liquidity grab, and this is still a fairly weak bearish candle close where, like I said, the next 4-hour candle during New York hours, even if it just creates a quick lower wick and we still maintain that lower time frame structure, we still have those buy opportunities to revisit previous price sensitivity areas. All right. Okay. GJ, the reason why I wasn't breaking down the price action the same way like I was on gold is because there wasn't any active entry I was looking for there. I didn't see any clean buy setup. Just like you guys are going, double bottom, double bottom. I was like, wait a second. We didn't break structure yet. I don't want to take a buy there. You get what I'm saying? I wanted to wait for the break above. I would have started dissecting the price action for you guys on GJ if we broke above 153.2. Then I would have said, wait a second, let's start dissecting the 1 minute price action for entries. If we can extend trades, how it's looking. You know what I mean? But now what we can do is this. Remember the guy who was talking about sell structure and corrective sell structure? we are creating that corrective sell structure. If we get a pullback to 153 now and fail to break lower, this is a good scalp sell trade. We are now, after fail at these new highs, after having sellers come in and more refined bearish structure, if we get a pullback now to 153, that would be a nice scalp trade idea. And we don't break this area, just like we didn't break here, just like we didn't break here, that's a good scalp. That's a good counter trend scalp trade idea potentially. All right. Neo lowdown, because these scalp sells are still counter trend trades. I need more confirms of refined bearish market structure being created to take a counter trend trade. Now that bearish market structure is being created, meaning if we start to flat out bottom here but get a pullback to 153, then I would adapt to take those scalp sells down. I have enough confirms of bearish market structure forming. You know what I mean? Because GJ on the higher time frames is still very, 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 that pullback we're seeing right now is just a blip. You know what I mean? Whenever I'm counter trend trading, I need more confirms. That's why in the lower time frame, I would need more. I would need that bearish corrective structure formed, which now we're seeing here. So if the new 4-hour candle, or if at New York we pull up to 153 flat, and we fail to break and get these same type of price action confirms, then I'd be more confident taking sell scalps down. Being very mindful of the 152.8 support as a target area, and just being mindful of that area. All right. Okay. GU, same idea, except because this was the last lower high point that's leading into a new low, we're going to extend the structure this way and be very mindful here at higher time frame bullish market structure. GU and GJ are not having any reversal. GBP buyers are just taking profit, and the dollar has just been showing, like, the dollar's just been ranging overnight, but is creating a more of a support here and showing bullish pressure, which is obviously going to cause more of a downside move on GU, more of a downside move on EURUSD as well in the short term, as we didn't break our 1 minute high area for safe buys, and we're just having EU range. All right. Yeah, I can check out your chart before I go here. And gold now, with that US dollar strength, is also giving us that deeper pullback coming. And remember how I told you guys, if we break below here, there's higher potential for that pullback to your entries. So that's why I advise watching that way. And you can see, even when we had this buy upside move, we're rejecting that order block that's starting to get created there. All right guys, thank you so much for showing up to the stream. Thank you for paying attention. These are some of the recent fundamental points that are still going to be active through New York and throughout the week. Just some macro fundamental points. These are your economic events. In about 34 minutes, we have Eurozone unemployment data. Then during New York session, we have US JOLTS job opening data. That job opening data should be optimistic in my opinion, following suit with that very strong NFP. There should be more job openings if there was such a strong NFP and more jobs created. You know what I mean? Don't forget, as traders, your job is not just to make money or take trades or analyze the markets. It's also to It's also to have strong self-control, discipline, and patience. And don't forget all of your capital hungry resources. Make sure you follow the capital hungry news Telegram page, where the link is here, twitter.com/capital_hungry. It doesn't post as many headlines as the news terminal, but still a great free resource. Even Forex Factory and other websites source from here. The Capital Hungry YouTube channel you guys are on right now, you got analysis on social media, BitClout. You got rants about our society, the pandemic. You got intraday trade idea webinars. You got these live sessions, which are 2 or 3 hours long, breaking down the price action, scalping, whatever it is. You got higher time frame analysis and breakdowns and webinars. Psychology educational webinars. Tons and tons of shit here. The Capital Hungry BitClout page. Go invest in Capital Hungry's long-term growth before this coin ends up being $10,000 a coin. Because you know, I'm not going anywhere. With this much information, experience, and value to share, it's hard to get rid of me in the long run. You might see a lot of mentors, marketers, signal sellers come and go, MLMs, new services, etc. come and go, but you're still going to see me here. And the Capital Hungry free Telegram analysis channel, t.me/monsterfinancefx. All of these links are also in the description and your stream reminders here. For anyone who wants more and wants to sign up for the Capital Hungry private channel, where you get access to all of these educational webinars that will teach you exactly what I know, besides the experience, right? Bare bones, exactly what I know on fundamentals, technicals, psychology that aren't on my YouTube. Only the private channel has access to this if you buy the monthly Telegram service. You know what I mean? I have shit where I give value for free, then I also have paid services as well, where you get access to the Capital Hungry newsroom. News headlines every minute, all day, every day. Faster than any mainstream news source. You get access to these London sessions that we do every single night. You get access to higher time frame analysis webinars, CH intraday trade idea webinars, our weekly recap sessions, weekly flow sessions, weekly economic events report, news headlines, everything, session alert reminders, key level price alerts, other members sharing their analysis, news headlines, the communities, the activity. I don't know. It's a lot of shit. All right. It's too much shit. But there is a promotion going on right now for Capital Hungry private channel, where normally it's $110 US for the 30-day period, which works out to about $3 a day. I'm not trying to boast or give false expectations, but once you watch the extra educational webinars and if you follow a few of the live streams, it's fairly easy to make that $100 back within the 30-day period if you actually pay attention and listen to me. You know what I mean? But right now there's a promotion where it's $110 for 5 weeks. You get an extra week free if you sign up while this promotion is active. You know what I mean? Right now we have about 320 members, and we usually close signups at 350 to 400 members, just so it doesn't get too messy. There's not too much nonsense going on. You don't lose productivity and so forth. You know what I mean? But other than that, thank you. I will see you guys on Thursday. I gave you guys great advice there when to close out gold. We got to take advantage of that 30 pip play. And then private chat, I will see you guys later. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Share it around with your share these streams around in other trading communities. You know what I mean? Send it to IML. Send it to Raul's group. Send it to the Savage chat. Send it everywhere you guys are in. And I'll see you guys later.